is everyone doing today? Welcome to Simple Sounds. We are continuing Joshua, so let's begin. Okay, so today we're going to be reading Joshua 13. They're combining 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, so they have 5 chapters in the one life lesson. But we'll start with 13. I'll give you some extra sounds. Let's begin. Chapter 13. Land still to be taken. When Joshua was very old, the Lord said to him, Joshua, you have grown old, but there is still much land for you to take. This is what is left, the regions of Geshur and of the Philistines, the area from the Shihor River at the border of Egypt to Ekron in the north, which belongs to the Canaanites, the 5 Philistine leaders at Gaza, Ashdod, Ashkelon, Gath, and Ekron, the Avites who live south of the Canaanites' land, the Gebalites, and the area of Lebanon east of Baal Gad below Mount Hermon to Lebo Hamath. The Sidonians are living in the hill country from Lebanon to Misrephoth Maim. But I will force all of them out ahead of the Israelites. Be sure to remember this land when you divide the land among the Israelites, as I told you. Now, divide the land among the 9 tribes and West Manasseh. Dividing the land. East Manasseh and the tribes of Reuben and Gad had received their land. The Lord's servant Moses had given them the land east of the Jordan River. Their land started at Aroer and at the Arnon Ravine and continue to the town in the middle of the ravine. And it included the whole plain from Medeba to Dibon. All the towns ruled by Sihon, king of the Amorites, who ruled in the city of Heshbon, were in that land. The land continued to the area where the Ammonites lived. Gilead was also there, as well as the area where the people of Geshur and Makkah lived, and all of Mount Hermon and Bashan as far as Salcah. All the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, was in the land. Og was one of the last of the Rephaites, and in the past he ruled Ashtaroth and Edrei. Moses had defeated them and had taken their land, because the Israelites did not force out the people of Geshur and Makkah. They still live among the Israelites today. The tribe of Levi was the only one that did not get any land. Instead, they were given all the burnt sacrifice made to the Lord, the God of Israel, as he had promised them. Moses had given each family group from the tribe of Reuben some land. There was the land from Aroer, near the Arnon Ravine, to the town of Medeba, including the whole plain and the town in the middle of the ravine, Heshbon, and all the towns on the plain, Dibon, Bamoth, Baal, and Beth, Baal-meon, Jahaz, Kedemoth, Mephath, Kiriathaim, Sibma, Sereth Shahar on the hill in the valley, Beth Peor, the hills of Pisgah, and Beth Jeshimoth. So that land, including all the towns on the plain and all the area that Sihon, king of the Amorites, had ruled from the town of Heshbon. Moses had defeated him along with the leaders of the Midianites, including Evi, Regem, Zur, Hur, and Reba. All these leaders fought together with Sihon and lived in that country. The Israelites killed many people during the fighting, including Balaam of Beor, who tried to use magic to tell the future. The land given to Reuben stopped at the shore of the Jordan River. So the land given to the family groups of Reuben included all these towns and their villages that were listed. This is the land Moses gave to the tribe of Gad, to all its family groups. The land of Jazer and all the towns of Gilead, half the land of the Ammonites that went as far as Aroer near Rabbah, the area from Heshbon to Ramath, Pisgah, and Bethlehem, the area from Mahanaim to the land of Debir, in the valley, Beth Haram, Beth Nimrah, Sukkoth, and Zaphon, the other land Sihon king of Heshbon had ruled east of the Jordan River and continued to the end of Lake Galilee. All this land went to the family group of Gad, including all these towns and their villages. This is the land Moses had given to East Manasseh. Half of all the family and groups in the tribes of Manasseh were giving this land. The land started at Mahanaim and included all Bashan and the land ruled by Og, king of Bashan. All the towns of Jair in Bashan, 60 cities in all, half of Gilead, Ashtaroth, and Edrei, the cities where Og, king of Bashan, had ruled. All this went to the family of Machir, son of Manasseh, and half of all his sons were given this land. Moses had given this land to these tribes on the plains of Moab across the Jordan River east of Jericho. But Moses had given no land to the tribe of Levi because the Lord, the God of Israel, promised that he himself would be the gift for the Levites. I'll read a little bit of the life lesson, but I think it includes it all. But the situation that's happening is that the 12 tribes of Israel divided the conquered lands according to God's wishes. Joshua dismissed the army, leaving additional conquest as each tribe's responsibility. I think it's a wonderful thing that even though this chapter talked about names of people and they're just explaining the different lands that they received, God had each and every one planned out what they were gonna, their gifts that they were gonna receive, the lands that were supposed to go towards the people. In this situation, I feel that it's such a blessing to follow God, follow his footsteps. In the Bible, it says that when you follow his commandments, he will reward you. He has something prepared just for you, and it's such amazing to know that, just to have that confidence that God has your back and he will be there for you no matter what. God sees us making all those mistakes, judging people, even laughing at people. God sees us doing that, and he still has the grace love us, to love us unconditionally. I do want to read one more thing for you guys. What is grace? It's what someone gives us out of the goodness of their own heart, not out of perfection of ours. The story of grace is the good news that says that when we come, He gives. That's what grace is. Grace is a pleasant surprise. Grace is a kind gesture. Grace is something you did not expect. It is something you certainly could never earn. But grace is something you'd never turn down. You know what happens when someone sees the grace of God? When someone really tastes the forgiving and liberating grace of God. Someone who tastes God's grace is the hardest worker, the most morally pure individual, and the person most willing to forgive. Always remember that Jesus said, "My grace is deeper than your sins." Father, how holy and great is your promise. You've been so good to us, but somehow, Father, we find things about which to complain, even though we've been given life eternal. Renew our vision. Help us to see heaven. Help us to be busy about the right business, the business of serving you. Amen. Thanks again for watching this video. I hope you enjoy it. If you did, please hit the like button and comment down below. Let me know what you thought about it. And of course, share it with someone that you love. Encourage someone else by sharing this video with them. And we will see you next time. Have a great week.